Do you have a POS grinder that is really loud when you run it? We're gonna see if we can fix that. So with a lot of things that can be serviced, they don't get serviced. So we're gonna pull these off and see what kind of grease is looking like under the cover there. And believe it or not, I think I've changed this before, and that looks like it had some red and tacky in it because it's not the clear garbage that's normally in there. But we're gonna turn it on now, see if it still sounds like crap. So the cool thing about this one, the variable speed sander polisher, so we don't have to turn it on fast. So it's kind of still same warning noise we were looking at before, so it is not the grease in here. Probably the top end motor bearing. Let's see if we can get to that. So with the motor pulled out, that sounds like garbage, and this appears to be somewhat of a press fit, so we're gonna figure out how to get that out of there. But then the back bearing too, not very good either. And you can hear that resonate out of the hole up here, because this kind of amplifies it down here. But yep, we're gonna see if we, these look like kind of like skateboard bearings, but they're metal shielded. So we're gonna see if we got any, and gonna see how we can try to get this thing apart. Probably comes apart without breaking it somehow. And then what you're gonna wanna do is do everything wrong, trying to get this apart. So trying to get that out of there, sitting there just beating on it, fighting it, putting stuff on it, hammering it, wedging it. Nothing worked. Tried burning it, tried to get this hot to let it slide out, and ended up being this little C-clip in there, or spring clip, whatever you wanna call that. Was right there on that shaft. You can barely kind of see where it sits. This is still pretty hot, but then on the back side, we got another one in here, and that'll let us get that bearing out of there so we can actually replace it. So we got the front end bearing out. Try to get this thing's focus here, and got the part number there on it. And then we took the shield off the other side just to take a gander in there, and it looks pretty gross. Granted, we did like kind of burn the crap out of it, but still. Looks pretty gross. Sounds awful. I'm gonna get a new front bearing. Try to get that bearing off. Order a new rear bearing. This one is the rubber faced. This one's metal faced, even though that's still rubber. So we dug in a little bit deeper. Got that taken out and imagine it. We had a couple more C-clips in there. Got those C-clips out. Got gear off. Got that out. Got that out. So now we've got to get this cleaned up, because that big old C-clip was pretty gnarly in there. And we also got to get that bearing off still. So we're going to do the old grab and slap. Much like a tungsten carbide ring, we grabbed it and she blew apart. So we got it on here, and just a grab and slap. You're going to take all your metal bits and give them a little bath, because even though you abused them and lit them on fire, they still like to relax. So we're waiting on that stuff in the ultrasonic. Go ahead and grab their bearings here. But kind of get, I don't know, I guess we'll grab our bearings. We'll reach down into the pleasure trove. We've got bearings. It's awesome that this thing uses 3 different types of bearings, so I'd hate to just order one style, you know. So about $10 each for these. So we got 4 and 10, and we don't need that many at all. So anyway, I think that was the right one for back here. So now I'm gonna get that put back on there. And we did get our comm bar cleaned up. Let's get all our parts out of the ultrasonic here. We're gonna leave that on the background, and we don't want everything to be too clean, because you know, we want it to look like we actually used this thing and not just that we burned it, because that might have happened. But anyway, so we're gonna get our bearing put back in here, get the big old clip cleaned up, put that back in there. And I'm also tempted to pull the seal out of one side and leave it open, because this is gonna end up having grease on this side coming towards us here, and this side we want sealed. So that might introduce grease into there, and the same goes with the bearing that goes on this side through the housing right here. On this side of the housing, leave the dust cap off, because that'll let the grease kind of go through there as well, and they should never dry out and go bad. So like this guy is like, it's junk, and you can see in there, but the grease might be too heavy, or that could actually damage them worse by integrating any debris that gets into here through there. But there should be kind of a whole sealed ecosystem in here. So I don't know, I'm tempted to do it. I'm gonna do one of the two ways, not show you guys, and leave the comments below guessing what I did. And then if I actually remember, and you know, whatever, we'll do like an update later and 6 months or so and see how this thing's doing. I do need to open up this. I'm going to take these 5 screws out to split these 2 halves to get the bearing cushion for the back, because with that new bearing put on, and then to be able to get the brushes pushed back out to get them right onto the comm bar again. Get our first bearing back in, nice and smooth. And this one did have this little Woodruff key in here to lock in that gear. So we got to get that guy cleaned, put that in, put the C-clip on it. So we got the front housing, main motor bearing in too, nice and smooth. And putting the C-clip on that, I was going to make a joke about how you should replace them every time, but I'm not, and it broke. So this and this are the same. I don't know if I have another C-clip, so I'm going to go try to see if I can find one. I got the button reinstalled because I did take that button out as well. That's why there's a little bit extra grease in there, just to help get that button moving. Let me see if I can find a C-clip, and we'll continue on trying to get this front gear assembly assembled. So it's a new day out in the shop, and we got snap rings. So we got the right one. Kept calling them C-clips. Close enough. Clearly I was wrong. Maybe they're both called that. Who knows? It's always going to be a mystery. But anyway, got a new snap ring on there. Test fit it. I'm going to pull it back off, get it put in the housing. And per the test, no more noise. Still going to have our gear mesh noise. We're going to see how bad that is once we get it together. Got the head repacked with grease. Got that really nice and clean in there, you know. That's what we're concerned about. And line that up. Get those 4 screws back in. I'm going to pull the motor housing apart, finish getting this in there. So got the rear body taken apart here, just split in half. Got the rubber isolator put back on that bearing. And now we just have to slide it all back in and pull these brushes out at the same time, which is normally pretty miserable to do. You can see all the drywall dust in here, because that's what I used this for, was a couple hundred square foot of drywall, taking down an entire texture, mudding everything, and then taking that down to try to smooth it all out before retexturing. So yeah, just going to try to, if I split this side of the body off, pull the brushes, slide that whole unit back in the top. So now I have it fully reassembled here. Get it powered on. A little bit of smoke coming out of it. Doesn't sound that great, to be honest. And based on the sound, I think that's just all that gear lash in the head. A lot of our higher pitched bearing noise is gone. Let me get something to load the head a little bit and see if that changes it. So something I did forget, as I was trying to get the gear out of here before I found the snap ring, I may have dented the teeth. So I think that's why I've got a noise on there, and that definitely is in his back dragging it. Not bad. Forward, get a lot of sound. And we are getting a decent amount of grease out of our seal dust shield here. So kind of wondering why that is. It should have had a little bit kind of near there, but not pouring out kind of like I'm getting it. So anyway, we're going to run it, see if that noise goes away. It might, since it's on that gear, or it might tear up the other gear. Or it'd probably be better for me to tear it apart and try to clean the tip of that gear up where I hammered on it. But we'll see. I'm going to call it done. Don't do that to yours. It's probably going to be a ton better because it sounds smoother besides that noise we got right there. Just to kind of show here, with the gear back out, if I power it up, it is very quiet. It was way louder before. So, got a burr on that, I'm guessing. Shit. So sitting here spinning this, you guys aren't going to be able to hear anything, but I get a little bit of ka-chunk feel in this. So I'm going to throw another bearing in it to see if the one I put in was making that, if that changes it, or if I get anything different in here. Because I kind of get, I don't know, a little bit of, I don't know if it's just this been able to walk a little bit. Like how that has a bit of room. I don't think there was any load washer in there on this, but I know that might be something that could help it. But I'm gonna throw a different one in there. It might just be a little bit of slop. Well, swapping the gear. Old gear's right there. Did 0. So I'm gonna just have to safely assume it's from that damage. Let me hammer on that thing. So yay, it's fixed and more ruined. Congratulations, you know how to do it better than me now. If you've enjoyed watching me film this video and want to see potentially more of this in the future, or, you know, have a disagreement with how I took this apart or what an idiot I am, like, subscribe, comment, and thanks for watching.